There is something remarkable about a person who carries the freshness of youth long beyond their expected years. It is more than just a coincidence, more than mere luck. It is a sign, a reflection of something deeper. A youthful appearance is not merely about skin, hair, or the absence of wrinkles. It is about the life force that flows within, the energy that radiates from the soul. It is a living testimony that something vibrant, something powerful is at work beneath the surface. Look at the faces of those who live with joy, passion, and gratitude. There is a light in their eyes, a glow in their expression, and energy in their movements. These are the ones who refuse to be burdened by the weight of life. They have encountered struggles, yet they have not allowed struggles to define them. They have walked through storms, yet the storms have not left them weary. Their youthfulness is not just in their skin, it is in their spirit, their attitude, their way of approaching life. The human body responds to the state of the heart. Stress, anxiety, and hopelessness accelerate aging, etching lines of worry and exhaustion onto the face. But those who embrace joy, laughter, and peace often find themselves defying the expectations of time. Science itself confirms that happiness and emotional well-being slow down the aging process. But beyond science, there is a deeper truth. The soul that is alive, the spirit that is hopeful, the heart that beats with purpose. These things manifest outwardly in ways that cannot be explained by logic alone. Consider those who have walked the path of fulfillment. They do not carry regret like a heavy load upon their shoulders. They do not dwell in the past, nor are they consumed by fear of the future. They live fully in the present, embracing each day with gratitude. This way of living preserves them. It renews their strength. It keeps them fresh, full of life, and ready for what lies ahead. There are those who age before their time because they have given up on life. They have accepted the belief that youth fades, that energy must decrease, that dreams must shrink. And then there are those who refuse to live by that belief. They keep learning, keep growing, keep pursuing what sets their soul on fire. They do not speak of their best years as something behind them. They see their best years as something still unfolding. And so their youthfulness remains. The body may change, but the essence of vitality is not about appearance alone. It is about presence. The way a person walks into a room, the way they carry themselves, the way they engage with life, these are the markers of true youthfulness. There are those with smooth faces yet dull eyes, lifeless speech, and weary movements. And then there are those with lines of experience on their faces but an undeniable light in their being. It is the latter who truly embody to look younger than one's age is to carry a gift, a message to the world. It is an invitation for others to ask, "What is your secret?" And the answer is not in products, not in cosmetics, not in external remedies. The answer is in the way one lives, in the way one forgives, in the way one loves, in the way one chooses joy even in difficulty, hope even in uncertainty, life even in the face of time. And so youthful appearance is not simply a blessing, it is a reflection of something far greater. It is the evidence of a heart that refuses to grow old, a soul that refuses to fade, a life that refuses to be defined by numbers. It is the mark of a person who is not simply existing, but truly living. He said, a reflection of the Spirit. Youthfulness is not just physical, it's a manifestation of an energized, hopeful, and purpose-driven spirit. Expanded in 8 paragraphs and never give-ending sense. ChatGPT said, a reflection of the Spirit. Youthfulness is often mistaken for something purely physical, something measured by smooth skin, firm muscles, or the absence of gray hair. But there is a youthfulness that exists beyond the body, beyond the passing of years. It is the youthfulness of the spirit, the unshakable energy of a soul that refuses to be dimmed by time, trials, or the weight of the world. It is the kind of youthfulness that cannot be lost because it does not depend on age. It is a manifestation of something much deeper. There are those who seem ageless, not because their bodies have remained untouched by time, but because their spirits remain untouched by defeat. They wake up each day with expectation, with purpose, with passion. They do not drag themselves through life as though it were a burden. They walk with an energy that does not come from physical strength alone, but from an inner fire that burns brightly. They are filled with an unexplainable joy, a hope that does not fade, a hunger for life that does not diminish, a spirit that is alive, fully engaged and purpose-driven, radiates outward. It transforms the way a person moves, the way they speak, the way they interact with the world. Their presence is magnetic, their enthusiasm contagious. They have not allowed cynicism to take root in their hearts, nor have they surrendered to the dullness that often comes with routine and repetition. They see life as an adventure, each day as an opportunity, each challenge as a chance to grow stronger. The youthful spirit does not dwell in the past, nor does it fear the future. It remains in the present, embracing what is while always looking forward to what could be. Those who carry such a spirit are never truly weighed down by regrets. They do not live in the shadow of what was, nor do they mourn the passing of time. Instead, they see time as an ally, a force that moves them forward, shaping them, refining them, making them more alive than ever before. There are those who allow the world to dull their spirits, who give in to the belief that they are too old to dream, too late to change, too far gone to begin again. But the truly youthful refuse to live by such limitations. They understand that as long as the heart beats, as long as the mind thinks, as long as the soul longs for something greater, they are still young. They do not count the years, they count the moments that matter. The spirit of youth is not confined to those in their early years. There are young people who carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, their eyes dim with exhaustion, their speech laced with hopelessness. And then there are those who have lived many decades, yet their laughter is full of light, their words filled with excitement, their movements filled with strength. The difference is not in years, but in the state of the heart. To remain youthful in spirit is to refuse to be shaped by the world's expectations. It is to walk with the boldness of a child, the curiosity of a learner, the passion of a dreamer. It is to see beauty in the small things, to believe in possibilities, to live not as though life is behind them, but as though life is still unfolding. It is to recognize that the greatest adventure is still ahead, that the best moments are still to come, that the soul is capable of more than it has ever imagined. There are those who think youth is something that slips away with time, something that must be chased, something that is destined to be lost. But true youthfulness is not something that fades. It is something that is cultivated, protected, and embraced. It is a light that burns within, a fire that does not go out, a reflection of a spirit that refuses to grow old. You say, defying the world's expectations, society sets limits on aging, but those who defy them walk in a different kind of strength and wisdom, expanded in innate pragmatism and sanity. ChatGPT said, defying the world's expectations. From the moment a person is born, society begins placing expectations upon them, how they should grow, when they should mature, and at what point they should slow down. The world has written a script, one that tells people when they are at their prime and when they are past their best. It tells them that youth belongs to the young, that dreams are for the early years, that energy fades with time. But there are those who refuse to accept this script, those who live outside the boundaries of expectation, those who walk in a strength that does not wane and a wisdom that does not grow weary. There is something powerful about a person who does not age according to the world's standards. They are the ones who continue to rise when others expect them to settle, the ones who dream when others say it is time to be realistic, the ones who pursue new challenges when the world says their time has passed. They defy the idea that youth is a number, proving instead that youth is a mindset, a way of being, a force that cannot be measured in years. Society has conditioned people to fear aging, to see it as a slow decline, a fading away. The media glorifies the young, sells the illusion that value is tied to appearance, and tells people to fight against the inevitable. But those who defy the world's expectations do not fear the passage of time, they embrace it. They see aging not as something to resist, but as something to master. They understand that growing older is not about losing strength, but about gaining a new kind of power. There are those who believe that with age comes limitation, that certain things are no longer possible, that dreams must be put away and ambitions left behind. But the ones who challenge this belief prove otherwise. They start businesses when others retire. They learn new skills when the world tells them to slow down. They set new goals when others are giving up on theirs. They walk a path that is not defined by what is expected, but by what is possible. The greatest figures in history were those who refused to be bound by time. They accomplished their greatest works not in the early years, but in the later ones. They did not see age as a barrier, but as a tool, something that gave them experience, clarity, and focus. They understood that wisdom is the companion of years, and that true strength comes not just from the body, but from the mind, the will, and the spirit. Those who defy the world's expectations do not allow labels to define them. They do not accept the idea that certain seasons of life are over simply because the world says so. They live with the kind of energy that confuses those around them, the kind of vitality that makes others question what they thought they knew about aging. They are proof that the spirit is stronger than the flesh, that the fire within does not have to burn out, that life is not a downward slope but a continual ascent. People are told that as they grow older, they must let go of adventure, excitement, and the thrill of the unknown. But the ones who reject this idea live differently. They take risks, they explore, they step into new territory with the boldness of those who have nothing to lose. They do not conform to the patterns set before them. They carve out new paths, proving that life does not slow down unless they choose to let it. There is something undeniable about a person who does not age according to the world's design. They become an anomaly, an example, a sign that life is far greater than the limitations placed upon it. They are the ones who remind the world that time is not a thief but a gift, that aging is not a loss but a transformation, that strength and wisdom are not separate forces but partners in the making of something extraordinary. He said, a divine message in your youthfulness. It may be a sign of favor, renewal, or a calling to inspire others to embrace life with passion, except in 8 prerogative and never give ending sentence. ChatGPT said, a divine message in your youthfulness. There are those who walk through life carrying a mystery upon them, something that sets them apart, something that cannot be easily explained. When others expect to see weariness, they see energy. When the world assumes the weight of years should have taken its toll, they find instead a lightness, a vibrancy, an undeniable glow. To look younger than one's age is more than just genetics, more than chance. It may be a sign, a message woven into the fabric of one's being, a divine whisper that speaks of favor, renewal, and purpose. There are moments when life grants a person the gift of renewal, when strength is restored, when time itself seems to slow its effects. It is not merely about outward appearance. It is a sign that something deeper is at work. It is as if an unseen hand has shielded them from the burdens that cause others to fade, as if they have been preserved for something beyond themselves. Such youthfulness is not just an accident. It carries meaning, a purpose yet to be fully revealed. Throughout history, those who have walked in divine purpose often carry this mark of vitality. They did not wither under pressure. They did not grow weak in the face of time. Their strength was renewed as if they were drawing from a source unseen, a wellspring that did not dry up. There are those whose presence alone brings encouragement, whose very existence serves as a reminder that renewal is possible, that the spirit can remain strong even when the years pass. When a person is given the gift of youthfulness, it is not just for their own sake. It is a calling to inspire, to uplift, to awaken others to the truth that life is meant to be lived with passion, with fire, with relentless purpose. It is a sign that they are meant to walk differently, to stand as a testimony against the lie, that aging must mean decline, that growing older must mean growing weaker, that time takes more than it gives. To carry youthfulness in an unexpected way is to be a vessel of something greater, a living example of what it means to live in renewal. It is to walk in strength that does not fade, to carry a joy that does not diminish, to radiate a presence that defies the limitations the world places on time. It is to remind others that life is not slipping away. It is unfolding, expanding, growing into something even greater than before. Such a gift comes with responsibility, the responsibility to live fully, to refuse to waste what has been given. It is a calling to move forward with boldness, to embrace new opportunities without hesitation, to stand as proof that passion is not bound by numbers. Those who carry this sign are called to lift others, to show them that they, too, can step into renewal, that they, too, can defy the expectations placed upon them. There are those who see youthfulness as nothing more than an external trait. But those who understand its deeper meaning know that it is a reflection of something far beyond what the eyes can see. It is a message that time does not have the final say, that strength can be renewed like the eagle, that life is meant to be lived with expectation rather than resignation. It is a reminder that what is placed within a person, their passion, their vision, their fire, was never meant to fade.